How bad has the explosion been?
So there was, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I'm here in Goma. Yes, there was an explosion on Saturday, the 22nd, that caused destruction of about 3,000 homes and left about 500,000 people without access to potable water and caused a movement of panic in the population. I mean, this is because this volcano has erupted before in 2002 and before that in 1977 with devastating consequences for Goma. This time, thankfully, it stopped just at the outskirts of the city, and the destruction of that volcanic explosion was limited. But the volcano excuse me, has continued in activity. And as a result of that, on Thursday, the governor ordered the evacuation of half of the city of Goma for fear of a new explosion.
Nevertheless, I mean, it seems as bad as what happened in 2002, but still quite devastating.
It was devastating. It could have been much worse, but now we're still, again, the volcanic event has not been declared over by the scientists. And this is why over 400,000 people had to leave the city of Goma, as you see in your images, many of them by foot, in various directions. Some of them crossed into Rwanda, about 50,000. Others went south towards the city of Bukavu and Minova and Sake, and others went north through the territory of Rutshuru. So all in all, about 400,000 people within have left the city of Goma with their bare belongings and need now humanitarian assistance to be able to sustain themselves where they are. I mean, I would like to recall our viewers that the DRC is a very, very poor country. People here, 77% of people live under the poverty line, and it remains one of the world's major humanitarian crises. We, the humanitarian community, attempt to provide assistance to 10 million people every year to save lives.
But it's a tall order, I'm guessing, to do that.
At this moment, people who are displaced, I mean, they need access to food, they need access to clean water. I mean, we fear that there could be some of the zones are endemic with cholera, so we want to avoid an epidemic. They need shelter material, and they need to sustain themselves in a situation which we hope will not be very long-lived. If indeed the scientists can call this event off and people can return to Goma because the Nyiragongo will have been quiet. But for the time being, we're not there. We're still in a moment of zone of danger. I hear in my house in Goma, I can feel earthquakes, tremors, and we hope the volcano will not explode again, but of course we cannot be sure. Thank you.
So what is it like living through this currently, a week after the explosion with these quakes?
Well, I mean, we have taken measures with the United Nations and the NGOs and the humanitarian workers to comply with the measure by the governor to evacuate to relocate people outside of the city. So we have evacuated all of our non-essential staff, all the dependents, the families of many of them were local staff, Congolese. And we have kept only a group of what called essential workers here in the city of Goma to plan the humanitarian assistance. Now is the moment in which the Congolese need us. We have made an appeal to the world for humanitarian assistance in the DRC. This appeal is badly underfunded. We will be needing more resources also to be able to respond to this new emergency. So I appeal to, I thank you very much for your interest in the situation and appeal to all your viewers to feel solidarity with the people of the DRC that need our support now more than ever.
Yeah, so really an international appeal for help. Do you think that assistance will be forthcoming, even though it perhaps may take some time?
Well, I mean, last year our appeal was funded at only 40%. This is a very, it's very inadequate. It means that we're barely able to meet the standards of assistance that we would like to meet for a population of 10 million. So we need more resources in order to be able to provide emergency life assistance to millions of people. For this specific situation now around Goma, the United Nations has already, the Emergency Relief Coordinator has contributed $1.2 million. The European Union has announced a contribution of 2 million euros, but more resources are needed for this specific situation. But this is within the framework of a much broader appeal for which we ask for the world's generosity.